Hello, welcome. This presentation is about the psychological and physiological effect of therapeutic relaxing music specifically composed for dementia and delivered through biographical videos in patients with early stage Alzheimer's disease. My name is Salvatore Petrone and I am a student at University of West London and I'm studying for a master degree in composition for films and TV. Also, I am a sound engineer with many years of experience in audio field. At the same time, I am a piano bar performer in parties and care homes. As you can see from this slide, I organized my presentation in many parties, which one all very important for the presentation, especially when we speak about methodology. The first important thing that I want to speak is about the meaning of dementia, that sometimes is confused. Dementia are some symptoms of different brain disease, where Alzheimer is the most prevalent form of dementia. The first important thing that I want to speak is about the meaning of dementia, that sometimes is confused. Dementia are some symptoms of different brain disease, where Alzheimer is the most prevalent form of dementia. For this pilot study, I composed relaxing music designed for people affected by dementia, and also I have edited a biographical video that incorporates photos and footages of a real life moments when a patient had a good time. Relatives provide to me all the material. The basic idea is to realize one product that allowed to me provide audiovisual intervention with this personalized video and music to a patient and test the effect. Before speaking about methodology, it is essential also to speak about paradigms. Paradigms are assumption, concept, ideas that we conduct all the methodology and methods that we are going to start when we have a research or a pilot project. My paradigm is pragmatism, and more specifically is post-positivism, where objectivity and subjectivity can be together with a certain flexibility. When we speak about reality, reality is also about perception. So that's why the way we can perceive the reality can be different from people and people. Sometimes objectivity can be contaminated from other parameters, other events that in the end become non-objectivity, no? And my methodology will be a mixed method where qualitative and quantitative analysis will be the main way I will proceed. My pilot studies is grounded in 6 case studies that you can see on the slide and that I'm going to explain in details now. Francis 2090. In this case study, were realized biographical film direct to a patient affected by dementia to verify if this film could reduce neurophysiological symptoms. The outcome were positive. They showed that the emotion of patient were stabilized. At the same time, reinforced the identity of patient. This mixed method was composed of a questionnaire and a focus group. Where you see this green tick or maybe this sign means that I applied the same method to my pilot project or a similar approach. In fact, I realized after the test some question for the observer, and we start to speak of the result of the impression, and we took note about that. The previous case study of Francis has something in common with Damianakis 2010. I'm speaking about the limitation of the study. Also, with Damianakis, we have a small sample size. This is one of the characteristics of the case study that they have a small participant number. They can be an issue if you want to validate or maybe create a solid research. What I found very interesting in this case study are video recordings, observational notes, family feedback. As you can see from that sign, green sign, I applied all of them, sometimes with slightly differences, but main important was for the video recording, how to do the video recording, and the importance of body language. No, that's why this analysis is fundamental to get more details about the patient when is watching the videos. Gelati 2020. This research is not about dementia, so because it was my idea to measure heart rate, blood pressure. I had to find other studies, maybe don't related to dementia, and that was the case of the harp that was played live and live and recorded. It detects the differences on people that were hospitalized. I applied quite similar, maybe the same, I can say the same method to test, measure the heart rate and blood pressure. So they did the before and after the testing, the measurement of these values. I did the same thing. Elliot 2011, I think this is the most important case study that I used to realize my relaxing music design for people affected by dementia. I applied both a qualitative method by using a questionnaire with the Little scale. Little scale means that we have a different rate according to the question. You can, for example, say I strongly agree, I strongly disagree. But what I used, again, you can see this green sign. What I used was the funding of this case study. They created like a sort of a protocol indication, and I used the same scientific indication to realize my relaxing music, as you can see from the next slide. So we have a lot of parameters that we can use. Also, we had many different pages of them. This is just as a sample. We can take we can create like a role, some indication that we can use when we compose music for people affected by dementia. Shaw and Gibel 2020. This study took place in a nursing home in Brazil, and they used a qualitative analysis. They use a very simple method of observation and informal discussion between a caregiver and a patient. What I forgot to say, that some studies they focus on the patient. They ask directly to the patient the feeling, what they think about the test. No, what is my case. I'm gonna do that. Also, I'm asking to the patient what they think. But some other studies like that, they don't involve the patient, but they use caregiving a patient feedback instead that involving the people affected by dementia. Also here you can see this green sign. That means that I also applied this method to my pilot study. Again, I bought an EEG, and to be good to use this EEG, in which way I could use, I spotted this case study where it was not related to dementia, but was related to the brain and computer. So in this study, they, with some electrode, they can move with the brain a game. So they can decide to move for example, a character in the left, in the right. So this was a very interesting case study where they can play with the brain. I found a lot useful information about ECG, and after we spoke again about ECG, some issue that I had. Again, you can see this green mark. That means that I use this method or a similar method. On this slide, you can see a recap of my methodology as a quantitative, a qualitative approach. So a quantitative approach was a blood pressure measurement, body temperature, heart rate, questionnaires for observers as a Likert scale, EEG, also qualitative analysis with patient feedback, observer feedback, a recording session of a patient. Whenever I speak about observers, I mean the people that were around the patient. I was personally an observer. Also, I had the help of my wife, that was an observer. Also, observer, I consider the relatives of the patient. On this other slide, we have also more details about methodology. How the patient were chosen. I chose personally the patient in early stage of Alzheimer. Also, I realized informed contact signed by patient relatives. In my case, were all relatives. Also, I realized the video. I wrote autobiographical, my biographical video, where the duration was 5 minutes. I repeated twice, so the participant watched the video for 10 minutes. I used equipment, laptop, headphone, wrist blood pressure, monitor, oximeter, ECG. The time frame was just one single session for participant with the duration 1 hour. I didn't do more of that because it was very difficult to find a patient, organize everything. Actually, for this pilot study, when I will do my large research project, I will have more time to find more patients. On this slide, you can see the fundamental features, parameters that I consider when the composed music, relaxed music for people affected by dementia. I give more attention to them, and especially about the melody. What are the main characteristics of music that I compose? The choice of instruments is important: piano, flute, string, horns. Especially piano, flute, string, I consider it relaxing musical instrument based what I've studied. Also, obviously, depend of the way you play, but in general, also in musical therapy, they are use this kind of instrumentation. Another important parameter is the BPM. The music has to be slow. The melody is interesting that it can be made of ascending notes that evoke positivity in the patient. Also, the interval with the note has to be narrow. The use of not dissonant chords such as C sus4, some chord dissonant can be annoying for people affected by dementia. This screenshot shows as I compose music in Logic Pro X. You see many ascendanting melodies. This is a screenshot of my video program, Filmora, where I edited the biographical videos. Here I can see some example of the questionnaire that I proposed to the observers with eight affirmation that they can rate from strongly disagree and strongly agree. More, we have the data analysis of this questionnaire were very positive because we can have a value from 7 to 35. Almost the all statement received a good mark. Now we can see the best one. The best one was I would recommend this kind of video to others caring for people with dementia. All participants, all observers says yes, it's very good. The last one was valuable, if we can say, was the experience enhanced my sense of a connection with the person with dementia. Understandable because the patient was with the headphone. That's why the person, the observer, didn't engage too much with the patient. This screenshot is a very clear example how the EEG tested the relaxation of a patient. Also, some parameters were very good. For example, the percentual of relaxation was 47. At the end of the test was 73. That means that was a very good moment for the participant. There are observations from observer that they state some good moment. They, for example, relative says, "My mom is happy, calmer, love." So all are very good sign that these pilots have a good foundation for a large project. And now you can watch the recordings of a patient when were tested, and also a snippet of the biographical video with the relaxing design music for dementia.
Mio figlio.
Il video? Ti è piaciuto questo video?
Bellissimo. Sono tutto quello che ho fatto nella mia vita.
I found for this pilot project many limitations. Just I want to cite the limited number of patients. That is very important. I have at least for my research 5 patients. Also problem with the bias. Significance of a pilot study for my research project. So I checked the feasibility of this project, this pilot project. I mean, it can be very interesting to do a large research about that. Also, in the large research, my research project, I will avoid some issues that I discovered during my testing. For example, I didn't use well the SCG maybe in one case because it didn't work. Also, I would take in consideration many improvements. For example, we had when I test the people, some people were speaking, some people were take a call. So I will avoid all of that. I think me and patient and observers had a very good moment. Patients were all happy. I think this can be very prominent pilot study for a future research for a large scale to design music for people affected by dementia. Also, we can use that in cinematography. So I didn't find other study like me that are designed specifically music for dementia. That means that we have a gap. Thank you for everything, and this is all my bibliography.